This is done live, and I have no idea. This is not my scheduled time. And I'm getting ready to start. So feel free to fast forward if you're watching this on replay. Yeah, I think we're good to go. This is a watercolor background that I did last winter when it was about 18 degrees outside. And I had always wanted to try it, but never had the cold enough weather. It does not work in a freezer. So what you do is you get your watercolor paper to the size you want it, and then you mix up in little jars. You liquefy whatever colors you want, and then you can either soak the paper beforehand or not. I think I did to help the the color move faster. And then you take your wet watercolor paper and go outside and take your jar of color or jars of color and just dribble that color across the pages that you have laid out. It's best not to let them touch each other or you get these things that are stuck on. So we're just going to work around that. We'll use it for texture. And you leave it as long as you want to, but you have to wait until the ice forms. And you may have to leave it till the sun comes out because it will freeze to whatever surface you have it on. Like if you have it on a table or a chair or something like that. But what happens is the ice crystals force the pigment to make patterns. So that's what this is here. You see some good marks over here. So it's similar to putting salt on. Now these marks, I put Liquitex clear gesso on it to get a ground for pastel. And I left it kind of sloppy, but that's what these marks are because some of the watercolor did dissolve with the gesso. And I've let that dry, so this will be a great surface for another tree portrait. And I think I'm going to use this one. Is a picture that I took years ago in South Texas. And I've painted it once, and now I'm going to paint it again. So I'm going to get that set up. Portrait of a tree. And that means you paint it as a portrait, not as a landscape, okay? Not size-wise, position-wise, but we really want to look at the tree. Gotta find it again. You want to see the tree. You don't want to see the tree as part of a scene. You want to see the tree as the scene. Does that make sense? Where are you? I just looked at you. I'm looking right past it because I'm talking as I go. Where are you, tree? Nope. I'm here. Really, I am. I love this app that comes with the Etcher mirror. It's an enlargement device, but the app allows me to do things to it that I have to use 2 or 3 different software or apps to do if I don't use this app. So I can enlarge, I can freeze, I can make it grayscale, line art, I can change the darkness. So it's quite handy. There it is. It looks like I've caught everybody off guard. So I'll be doing this by myself today. Let's see. No, let's do this. Ordinarily, I plan my compositions in Photoshop first. But we're going to live dangerously today. This is something that I learned in mixed media. None of it is precious. So make your decision and stick with it. Just make a decision. It's paper. So now I've got a decision. I want that right in here. That doesn't tell me about the trees. Those rocks are cool. So let's come down. About right there. And I could separate those 2 trees if I want. It would mean that I'd be standing over here taking the picture a little. Let's do that. So let's put our big tree right in here. Hi, Wendy. I'm glad you could come in. I'm experimenting because my internet is completely gone, and I'm doing this through my phone's hotspot. So we'll see how the broadcast goes. I was just explaining this process for the painted watercolor paper, and I'm enjoying it so much. I want to do some more of that here the next time we get a cold spell. And I've got the phone plugged in, so that won't go dead and mess things up. Up. Volume down. Okay. Now, yeah, I do too. So I decided that it's a cold day here and sun's out, but I decided that I was going to do another tree, and this is the one I've chosen. My flower that I did last week turned out so good. Let me see if no, I dropped it over there. And it was on one of these bizarro backgrounds. I have set my camera Well, that's better, I think. I think I can come in a little. Because I want you to be able to see this part of my hand, not this part. So I think that may work. So now, trees are brown and we don't want brown. So my first instinct is to do a block in with some hard pastels. If I could get my drawer open there, I would. But I can't, so I won't. There's one. And there's one. Nope, that's not one either. Need middle value new pastels or Holbeins. There are some newer some brands on the market now that I don't have. But new pastel always wins when there's a new one out. Okay, let's start with these. All right. Start with the purple. I think that might work well. So we've got big tree right in here. And we're going to move little tree over right in here, which means that the rocks around that tree are going to come about like that. Tree, and tree is kind of slanting a little bit. Okay, so there's a little tree. And I just want a little air in between them, so I'm going to make this up. Tree. And then we have this that comes down. And then we have that. Alrighty. Now here we have some water. Water actually comes over a little bit more. I think I'm going to make this a little bit higher. Now that can come there, and then we've got another little doinky of water, and then we've got water there. We've got a big swamp tree. it right down in the water like that. Background. Yellow, let's see, purple. Purple's perfect, but I just used it. So I'm using purple. And then we come over here and we've got like that. And then let's get these suggestions. Okay, let's do this pink. See the texture here? That's caused from stroke marks that I left with the gesso. And we're just going to leave them, as is this piece of paper that got stuck. Where did it go? Now there's our small tree. And our big tree. See, then we have another rock over here. Actually, I can make this be anything I want it to be. I could use this line that's here and pretend that it's sitting on a patio or something that's a railing. I can do whatever I want. Excuse me. I got a lot of art busy work done this weekend. Let's go ahead and do this tree pink. In this big ball. And I do want to bring the crotch of that tree up just a little. And then this can come back like that. I want to make that one narrower. Dirty brush never hurt anything. Those lines cool. Okay, we got this tree here. Alrighty. Now, under the orangey goldy color is a purple. Now, the reason I'm using hard pastel, they don't feel the tooth as much. I think that's more of a brown. We don't want the brown. You want to protect that tooth as long as you can. Bright blue, kind of a purplish blue, which will work. Next time I get a set of new pastels, I'm going to keep them separate. Let's use this dark blue for the landmass. Actually, because we've got this could be a big old rock here. I'm not going to do a whole lot right here because the paper's already blue. All right. Oh, hey. Hey, Gail. Okay, Gail's yelling at me. Okay, video is not frozen unless it's frozen. Oh, it does look like it on the YouTube. I'm going to refresh as well. Hang tight because it will come back. I'm going to close my YouTube app. Thanks, Gail. Close the app completely, come back in, because I just tested it, and StreamYard is fine. I do believe that fixed it. No, I'm not streaming on the phone. I'm streaming on my laptop that's using the internet connection. This may be Fabriano Artistico. Are y'all back? Like I said, this is a big experiment and it may not work. Okay, yeah, it's okay because it's I haven't ever done it before, but it should be fine as long as my phone doesn't burp. And the bad thing is we don't have internet tonight either for our favorite shows. Okie doke. I'm not going, do I want to? I'm not going to wet this with alcohol because of these deliberate texture marks I have in there. It might help if I could see my phone. Of course, then that means I have to look at it, right? Okay, I'm trying to watch, so. Trying to watch. Okay, I'm seeing it. We're good. Okay, so there's that little island. I'm going to paint myself a blue water here. So that I don't lose my place. Ground. And then water back here. Ah, don't you dare freeze again. Well, guys, this may be a failed experiment. Yeah, that's what I'm noticing. Well, I gave it the good old college try. It could just be that the signal's not strong enough back here in the studio. So there's no point in going forward because I don't think this is going to get any better. Oh, I'm glad y'all are here. Yeah, me too. I was in the mood to paint. So I can just leave this right where it is, and hopefully they will be here tomorrow to fix whatever it is with the wiring outside. You're probably not hearing me. So let me, oh, you might be. You're hearing me over here. Okay. Okay. So there you go. It's good seeing you guys anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off because this is going to irritate all of us if this keeps going. So thanks for coming in, and we will start over again tomorrow. Hopefully they'll get it fixed. Bye.